But Jim Anderson covers the technology sector. He's CEO of Beacon, and he joins us with a little bit more on the Tesla story. Jim, it's nice to have you with us. First off, why was there so much? I mean, obviously the dollar amount for this compensation package is sizable. But what has been the debate surrounding Elon Musk's compensation?
Well, it's really all about his attention, John, right? How much of his attention is he spending on Tesla? How much on SpaceX, on X, on his XAI, and everything else he's doing? He's certainly got a lot of things on his plate. And Tesla's position and Tesla's board position is, hey, we want him focused mostly on Tesla, and this is a way to compensate him. We issued this pay package initially. It was invalidated by a judge. We want to redo it and sort of give him what we think he's earned. It's a fairly straightforward argument, although interestingly, the Delaware Chancery Court judge still has to agree. It's not at all clear that that judge will necessarily agree with this revote.
Can you just remind us what happened in the courtroom that kind of led to this?
Yeah, well, I mean, basically the judge said, hey, the process by which you approved this pay package was full of conflicts. The board of Tesla has very close ties to Elon Musk, friends, family, et cetera, how much interconnected compensation was there, and you didn't appropriately to disclose to shareholders what you were doing and why you were doing it. At the time, it seemed so far-fetched, I'm not sure anybody was paying that close of attention to it. So that's what the judge determined, and this revote certainly is a step down the path of saying, look, our shareholders still approve of this, but we'll have to see what the judge says.
Now, in the world of professional athletes, we talk about big contracts. We talk about the risk of when that contract expires, somebody going to another team. So we're kind of well versed in the risk reward. It was interesting to see it in a big way in this world too. Do you think there was a risk? Because it seemed like that was the other side of this, was if shareholders don't get on side with a big pay package for Elon Musk, that maybe Elon Musk packs up his bags, goes somewhere else. He's got other companies that he can be working on. Who knows? Maybe he could start another electric vehicle company. Was that a real risk?
Yeah, John, I think it was a real risk, and maybe even more importantly, it's still a real risk. Just because they're approving this massive pay package, which in many ways is just a redo of what he would say, I think he has already earned, that doesn't guarantee, I think it's unlikely he does have to hold on to the shares for 5 years. Obviously, he's got a lot of personal wealth tied up there. He doesn't want to see Tesla fail or not succeed. But if he chooses to spend the majority of his time on SpaceX or X or something else, there's nothing to stop him. So I don't think this changes that at all. And we know he's famously mercurial. Whatever he wakes up tomorrow and thinks might be very different than what he woke up this morning thinking.
Well, this is actually an important point when it comes to the road ahead for Tesla, where this year, and we know the stock has been under some pressure compared to big technology companies that are often cited in the same breath, but the demand for electric vehicles has gotten a lot of focus. And Musk seems to be already shifting the company's entire focus away from, how many EVs we're going to sell this year to how positioned are we to be an AI-first company, a company that is, leading the charge in things like robo-taxis. How important is that to this storyline, the fact that we've already seen the company very quickly marshaled in this direction with that looming uncertainty on as you say, there's the risk that maybe Musk leaves?
I think it's critically important. He wants to be a tech company, not an auto company, right? Auto companies have high capital, low margins. It's a tough business to be an automaker. And so he wants Tesla to be a tech company. And so he literally is saying, at least, that they're going to pivot and do this robo-taxi thing. I'll tell you, I'm a technology optimist. You know that. But the world is not ready for robo-taxis. Self-driving is a very difficult problem to solve. I'm at a transportation conference right now. You've got some of the smartest transportation people in the world trying to solve this, and we still haven't done it. We had a Waymo car run into a telephone pole this week in Phoenix because it was confused by the fact that there was a telephone pole there. You and I would not have run into that telephone pole, at least not intentionally. And so we've got a long way to go, and it's not at all clear. I mean, as appealing as a robo-taxi vision is, as appealing as AI is, as much as investors love that, you still have to deliver, and it's not at all clear that they're going to be able to do that.
Is this the area then, just based on what you're saying, when it comes to AI, that we should focus more on right now than like which chatbot is the most robust right now, like how we're going to solve the realities on the road?
I think so. I love the real world value that we could bring. If we could make our roads safer, if we can untangle the traffic in our cities, if we can do those kinds of things, that's so much better than the next chatbot, right? I mean, these are really substantive, fundamental problems that have plagued us for decades, if not longer. And so if we can help people be safer and connect with their work, with their loved ones, with their health care, more efficiently, with less traffic and less waste and less carbon emissions, there's so many positive things to be done there. And I love that as a focus for these kinds of things. So I'm very bullish on the idea of solving these big problems, rather than just chatbots. Whether you can solve them is certainly not as aggressively as he claims, as I think the open question. Okay.